What was the best investment you made on a single coin?
Okay, I'll give you the if shoulda, coulda, woulda. So I put like $50 into this one coin. And if I would have held to the top, which obviously everybody shoulda, coulda, woulda, I think I would have had like 800, 900K or something like that.
$50 to 900K.
I was also in Safe Moon super early as well. I was like one of the first buyers in there just randomly. Like that's how I found out about this whole thing. And I think if I would have held to the top, it'd probably be like a couple million or something.
Wow.
So that's shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I think one of the craziest coins I got into that I actually held, because I just fell asleep. It's like a couple $100s to like a couple 100K or something. Like,
wow.
Because a lot of the times it was like 50 bucks, 40 grand, I'm out. But like there was one that I just fell asleep and I woke up and I was like,
wow.
And I was getting my mom into this. I was getting my sister. I was getting kids from my high school. I was like, buy this. And like, I realized that there's no winning in telling people investments, because if it goes up, they're like, they never will stop bugging you after. Because like, tell me the coin, tell me the next coin. And if it goes down, they're like, hey, what's happened to my money? What's going to happen? So like, I just was like, stop doing it. I never tell people stuff.
That's the thing. I always say this, like, I hate giving people advice, because if it works, they're going to be happy, great, but you really don't get anything. Like there's not like, realistically, it's like, they're just going to be a bit happy and they move on with their life. But if it goes down, you are forever going to get shit on, you know?
Yeah, that's investment advice in general. Or even one thing I've learned in the past 2 years is just trying to change people or giving them advice in general, just about life. Unless they ask for it, there's just no point. Like even my friends in college, like they've lived 21 years without me in their life. And then I come along trying to kind of, like, I was making money at the time, so I was trying to help them until this thing. They're like, who the fuck are you? Like, fuck off. You don't like.
Yeah, I feel like it's a decision you need to make, you know? It's like everyone tries to buy these courses on how to be successful, da da da. All right, it's great. I'm not saying it's horrible, but unless you want it, you're not going to see the result.
Yeah. You can, how's the saying go? You can lead the horse to water, but you can't get it to drink.
Yeah, it's impossible.
So trying to help people and trying to tell them this, to reprogram their mind in this certain way. I think the only person you should do that with is your female, because she's going to raise your kids someday. So you want them to instill your mindset, but everyone else, there's no point unless they ask you to give them advice, because they don't care.
They don't exactly. They don't care. It's just they just want free money quickly. You know, like you can teach someone how to, and that's the thing I realized. Like you can try and teach someone how to make money, but they don't have the patience for it. You know, it's like one day, and it's a good example. One of my friends says, like, listen, even if I teach you how to grow a tree, it's impossible for it to grow in one day. So it goes with everything in life. You want a great body. If you go to the gym for like 4 or 5 days, you're not going to have a six pack.
Volume.
Exactly.
I'd say the number one key to success is just volume. Like everything that we are about to talk about on the podcast, or I've talked about before, that could help someone, that's great and all. But if they do it for 1 or 2 days, nothing's going to happen. Yeah. I think of actually money making, like going to the gym as well. If you do something for a week in the gym, are you going to get bigger? Probably not. If you do it for a month, it's not going to be much change. If you do it for a year, you're going to actually see the change. It's just like Elon Musk was poor at one point, and he started to get a little bit more money, and he started to get a little bit more money, and he just kept going, and then it eventually compounds to the richest man in the world.
So talking about that, you're still quite young right now.
Yeah, I just turned 22.
22. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So being 22, actually being a bit younger with so much money, how is it being so rich at such a young age?
Yeah, it's actually quite nice, because when you're young and rich, no one expects anything from you. So you can be a complete jackass, or you can be like a professional. And so now I deal with private equity and owning hedge funds. So when I tell people about it and people ask me what I do, and I tell them that, they're actually more trustworthy of me, because they're like, how does this young kid know about this, than if I was like 30? Because they're like, 30-year-old guy, he's in this, whatever. But when you're younger, I've noticed that people actually kind of trust you more. And second off, it's kind of nice because no one really expects things from you. Like you're like a Wolverine when you're young. Like you can fuck up so many times. Yeah. You keep bouncing back, and then you also have a lot more energy. It's quite nice. In the history of mankind, it's never been like this. Like young kids shouldn't necessarily have money. I think I've been able to surpass the hump of making a bunch of money and being an idiot with it. And now I'm on to bigger and better things. But it's not necessarily, I don't know if it's good for the world or even the economy for all these kids that made a lot of money in the crypto bull run.